we're live. Thanks again to Kevin MacLeod and Ian's remixing skills.
I still want to add more to that. Like, I want to record you say, suck a fart.
I want to do a new intro. Like, when I have been on this thing, I've been banging on this keyboard trying to make some beats and stuff. But then the problem with the internet on a machine that you're making shit with and content creating is you go, well, let me look for a tutorial on how to do this. And the next thing you know, 4 hours later, you're watching some video that has nothing to do with that, whatever you were watching.
Right.
You're like, well, maybe I am really a woman trapped in a man's body. I haven't thought about it. Click here to find out how. Okay. Meanwhile, all I was trying to do was learn a couple fucking chords that I thought I knew. Yeah, so welcome to the show, everybody.
Yeah, welcome to the show. As far as we know so far, it's just going to be the two of us.
Just the two of us.
Hey, there's another variation of that. Before this show, we were saying it's just going to be me and you and me.
And I said it was the gayest thing we had done since gay came to Gay Town. No offense to gay people. I love gay people. But boy, that was gay.
When I make fun of that stuff, like I make fun of the flamboyancy, like the gay people that do that. Like, I mean, I appreciate the gay people that just are normal and they just don't care about who they go out with, you know. And not because I don't.
I get along with everybody, guy.
Yeah.
My favorite manager was a drag queen on his off hours.
Okay.
He had some of the girls that I worked with they hung out after work and they went to his house one time. And they knocked on the door and he didn't answer, so they left and they called and he says, "Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm shaving and we'll have to hang out another night," because he shaves every fucking thing.
Huh.
I should have known that he was gay. You know, okay, you've seen Legally Blonde, right? I mean, it's been on TV.
Right.
You know when they're in court and that guy is saying that he was having an affair with that girl, and he's the pool boy, and he's got that sequiny shirt with Jesus on it.
Right.
That's what that dude was like, except with the shaved chest and blonde fucking dyed buzz cut.
Yeah.
So he was super gay, but it was funny. We'd be sitting somewhere. How does this look? He go, "It looks gay to me." I was like, "What, Tony?" But anyway.
Yeah, I feel it's some of that they like people just try to fit into like a certain trend or something with some things, you know.
You know, whatever. Like, I mean, I'd be lying if I didn't say I fit, you know, some stereotypes at one time or another. I think I was getting ready for work and I looked down and I realized I'm wearing black shoes, black pants, black shirt, and I have a black hat. Maybe I'm a fucking goth. I don't know.
Well, hey, there's nothing wrong with, even though there's nothing wrong with fitting into a stereotype. It's that you want, like, there's a difference between you really liking it and you wanting to do it because other people like it, you know?
Oh no, Ian's gonna bust out the P word. Poser.
Right.
God, I heard that fucking relentlessly up till like junior high, and then people were like, "Okay, we're not doing it anymore. You either are or you're not. You do what the fuck you want." And now I look back, like I see people that I went to high school with that are totally fucking different.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna name names, so this is funny. I recently saw a guy that I was kind of friends with in high school that I haven't seen in years, but I've kind of always maintained touch with him. Like whenever he's like, on Instagram, Facebook, whatever. And he posted a picture the other day of himself, and I hadn't seen him like in person. And his when we were in school, he had a relative that was a teacher, and he looks just like his fucking relative. I was like, as soon as I saw him, I was like, oh shit, is he the sub today? And I was like, wait a minute, that's dude. Shit. So, but anyway, yeah. I've talked to people, and like I realized that I've been out of high school more than twice as long as I was in it, and like there are people that weren't even like my wife and I were watching of that show on YouTube, Reckless Eating. They were doing they have a show called Is It Expired? They take something they have so much shit. They're like, did it go bad? Let's try it out and see if it survived. And they had some candy from 1990. It was Ninja Turtles. And the one guy goes, oh, well, this candy's older than I am. I go, my wife and I both go, shut up. And they're like, okay, well, he didn't understand the premise of the show. They're like, well, it is technically expired, but we want to see if it held up. So we want to see if it's expired or not. And the guy goes, oh, I've never had expired candy. And my wife's like, the fuck is wrong with you? That's the only way you get candy is you buy candy, you sit it down, and then you forget about it and you go, oh, I hope it's still good. You tear it open and fucking eat it, right?
Right. Well, it's going to be better for you than like if the candy was opened already.
Well, this was like it looked like chiclets. They had to chew on it for a couple of minutes before they're like, is it gum? Okay, it turned into a gum. Okay, let's spit that out. Do not swallow. But I mean,
reckless eating. Did you see Furious Pete with his shaved head?
Yeah. He did that as a show of support, and plus his hair's falling out anyway because of the chemo. Once again, Furious Pete is
he just pulled it out.
Yeah, I mean he's his blogging stuff. Whether you like him as a person or what he does on his channel, you got to remember he's doing this so people who are going through this themselves can see what's going to happen. Because they don't do that. Right. No one actually. For years, my parents were like, you're going to get cancer, you're going to die. And I thought that was it. I thought once you got it, the next day you were fucking dead. Because no one talked about it. Even in school, we didn't talk about the actual effects of what the hell cancer does to your fucking body until I had relatives start dying from it. And even then, it was more or less, well, he had a knot on his arm, and then 3 weeks later, he was dead. Well, what happened? And I didn't know, and it's a really educating, serious thing. I remember when Tom Green got nut cancer, and he told people to check it out. Don't be embarrassed. And some guy said, "Yeah, I checked it out. I had a tumor. You saved my life." Because it's 100% treatable. They just got to snip it off. And
yeah, did you watch any of that Tom Green stuff with the LA Beast?
A little bit. It was more like Tom Green was trying to get ratings again, and Beast was just like kissing his old hero's ass.
Yeah.
Tom Green lost a lot of. I lost a lot of respect for him when he brought his later show. He wanted to move up and have a nightly show like David Letterman or something, and he had a big desk and all that. He's like, all right, I'm serious now. And that guy came out with the fucking chainsaw on like the first episode and tore the shit out of his desk, and he got seriously offended. He's like, who told you could come out here and fuck up my desk? It's like a $1,000 desk. Yeah. And he's like, well, don't worry, I'll pay for it, And like, you could hear the audience go, oh man, he's supposed to be cool. Because he was the guy, he painted his parents' car and their house without their permission for a bit, just to get the reaction. And yet he can't handle his desk that he didn't pay for. MTV paid for that fucking desk. That being fucked up, it's a... Yeah, I stopped paying attention. After that, I was like, oh, He's fake. Okay.
Yeah, I was never like a huge fan of Tom Green myself. I watched that. What was that one movie that he did about like skateboarding or some shit?
Well,
Yes,
I
his
watched.
dad was getting all mad at him all the
Yeah,
time in the
Freddy
movie
Got
or something.
Fingered, which is really
Yeah, Freddy
weird.
got fingered.
I tried to watch it and it was so uncomfortable. I was like, oh, it wasn't like the early Jackass movies. I think were really awkward but good. That was just, oh no, I don't know.
Well,
Thank God
that
my
the
parents aren't
Jackass
watching this.
movies, wasn't any plow line. They put like a plow line and storyline
It
and stuff into that.
No, it was like a one long ass episode where they literally go, here's a bit, and then they go do a thing, and then that's it.
Yeah.
Um, it kind of is like if you have ADD and short attention spans, you don't have to get too wrapped up into it. With the Tom Green thing, you either have to buy him as this character, which was really just Tom Green playing a fucking character, or not. And it was more about the supporting cast, like the guy who played his dad. God bless him. They must have paid him out the ass because that guy tried. He tried so hard, and Tom Green just didn't give a fuck.
Tried so hard and got so far. How's that song go? Linkin Park or something?
Yeah, that's Linkin Park.
Yeah.
I never got into them.
I mean, I like I like some of their songs. I like specific song of theirs. I just don't like everything. You know.
What?
Like I like the like some of the Transformers movie songs.
Transformers. What have you been up to, Ian, since we're kind of just getting off topic and rambling?
Okay. Well, not much. I've been still trying to finish up some more LED projects. I'm working on these little adapters here. I gotta braid these wires together and twist and pretty much join all 5 of these colored wires together.
What are these gonna do?
Just connect the LED strips from one type of connection to another.
Oh.
You know, because this side is it's a solderless connector, so it's got like a little door like hinge thing on here, so you don't have to solder it, like clamps down on it.
Oh, that's cool.
And then this thing is just since it's RGBW, it's a 5-pin connector. So it's just about connecting different together.
Gotcha. The W's just got white. They got a different line, like a different wire just for white light, right?
Right. Well, I got the warm white. They have you get a warm light, cool white, or regular white, I guess. And supposedly they got you could get strips that have like 5 different connections where it's like the warm white and cool white, so you could I guess you can vary the temperature of it, you know. But yeah, but it's got a black. There's a black one on here. You can't forget about that. That's for the ground.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the negative or whatever.
Yeah, ground's kind of important.
Yeah, I'm not a big I'm trying to get good at the soldering stuff, but I'm definitely not like an electrician or wiring guy. You know.
You're not?
No, I don't even know. I haven't even worked with like automotive, like the stuff you were saying. I don't know how to do with like the alligator clips and all that shit.
Well, with automotive wiring, I got thrown into that. I mean, modern wiring is way more complicated. What I do is 50-year-old Chevy wiring. Well, technically, it's older than that. It's let's see, what is it? 2017. It's 60-something-year-old at this point. But
57 Chevy.
54.
Or 54. Well, is that your username?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like my father was explaining to me, he has a Jeep that's partially 60s body and then partially later 90s or whatever. and he decided to go with some of the lights and shit from the newer model. And he was telling me how like the wiring is fucking just. They try to save a couple of inches of wire, so like they run it. It connects to some other wire that goes off somewhere else. So from your taillight to whatever, you only really have 3 inches of wire when it's the wires the whole thing. So you can't tell what goes where. And I understand that because there's just junctions that aren't labeled and you wouldn't know unless you redid the whole thing from scratch. And he's like me. He wants just a wire from here to there, and that's it. First thing I ever installed on my Chevy with wiring was like a horn. You have a relay, a battery, and your button, and that's about it. And
hotwire.com.
Yeah. Is that place still around?
Yeah.
Huh.
I'm pretty sure I still hear about it on the internet. Which must be true then.
He's a French model. Bonjour.
Yeah. But yeah, like beside that though, I think I told you. Yeah, I had a date last week, and I told you about that, right?
Yeah, because we didn't do the show on the Friday.
Yeah, and then I'm supposed to go on a date tomorrow, so that's why we're doing it tonight.
Oh.
It's the same girl.
I was going to say, so what's his name? His name's Steve.
It's like, oh, what's that bounce on your neck? Oh, it's just my large Adam's apple.
You want my man meat. Casey Armstrong. What happened to him?
Casey Armstrong from what, the Howard Stern show?
Yeah.
He's I don't know. Like I know he left the show a long time ago. I'm pretty sure he's still alive. He was a pretty athletic guy.
Oh yeah.
Why do you ask about him?
Well, because I used to listen to the show, and then they just kind of never mentioned him again, and I'm like, and people were calling. He's like, yeah, we're not going to talk about him, and that's it.
Well, actually, I had him on one of my YouTube temporary video playlists where I just mean to watch the shit later on my playlist, and I have one that supposedly Casey like he gets pissed off and flips out on Howard or something. So I was gonna check that out. That's why I thought I asked, why did you ask about him? Because I have my list, all my lists public and stuff on there, so people can see what I watch.
I used to listen to him back in the day because I lived in Columbus, and you'd hear him on the Blitz all the time.
Yeah, he's like, what's he always say? Like, yeah, let's check it. Yeah, show us those knockers. Or those cans or something. I love how they don't do it anymore, but all the time on the show they used to call women, oh yeah, let's check out this broad.
Yeah,
that broad.
That was Howard's thing.
Yeah.
But
yeah, Casey always be like, nice.
Yeah. I used to listen to that. I used to listen to Rover's Morning Glory, if you remember that show.
Yeah.
But just radio personalities. There's the morning radio my wife listens to. I like the people on it because they fight and they're kind of funny. But as soon as they start doing bits or like playing music, I have to switch it because I can't handle music. Current music is fucking unlistenable.
You don't like that Skrillex or some shit, man?
Well, no, I like electronic music. I'm not gonna say that, but everything sounds like a club mix. And I was watching a YouTube video before I got on here, actually, that it kind of summed it up. It's like the biggest secret that everyone knows, but no one's going to talk about, is that artists all lip sync, which they fucking do, or they use auto-tune. Not to the extent where you can hear that it cleans
T-Pain.
it up. They use it just to clean up the music and make the vocals match the music. Because their example, they used Britney Spears when she was live somewhere. They played her unedited raw microphone vocals, and it was fucking unlistenable. So if you watch a Britney live concert, she's dancing around to a CD. Madonna does the same thing, and even Justin Bieber they showed he fumbled and dropped the microphone into the crowd. Vocals were coming out, same thing. He's like, "Hey, give me my microphone back." Hey, thanks, and acts like nothing happened. Only Elton John's like, "I'm sorry, if you're paying $75 bucks to see somebody, and they're lip syncing, they should be shot." And I'm like, yes. Because that's a retarded amount of money to not. I can imagine somebody performing for days. If you want to see somebody lip sync, it's called a music video. That's what they did. They have the soundtrack to the CD, and then they dance around to it, and that's what it was. But if you're paying to see somebody live, you want to see them live, man.
Right.
I've seen punk bands that were live, and their microphone went out, and they screamed over top of the audience, and you could tell that was them.
Right.
And then the mic came back on, and it's like, oh shit, I can quiet down a little bit because I'm talking into the microphone now. And then it went out again, and I had to scream. No, scream!
I forget who it was that I was hearing that was sticking up for Justin Bieber or some shit.
Justin Bieber. Bieber fever.
They're saying he was a good music person,
Oh, he's a tool. He spit on his fans. He peed in a mop bucket. Which, I'm sorry, if I was a billionaire like that, you'd never see my ass again. I wouldn't be hanging out and doing stupid things. The point is to be rich, not look rich.
Right.
And he would like drive his Ferrari around the neighborhood and fucking go 100 miles an hour in his little, fucking California neighborhood, which there's families and shit there, dude. What the fuck are you doing?
The thing is people they're so popular and so good looking. It's like how do you take it to the next level of just being crazy,
No. I mean, yeah, they just eventually
satisfy you.
Well, I think the thing is, certain people, they get to where there's no person going, you don't need a fucking tiger. And everyone's a yes man because they don't want to be cut out from the money.
Right.
I think it was the guy who played Mike from Mike and Molly. He was on a radio show one time. I was listening to him. And he said, my best friend, he's like, I drove in a car he's like a Camaro from New Jersey to California. He's like in the 1990s to pursue my career being a comic. He's like, me and him rode together. He's like, and then we toured together. He's like, and on the show, he's my stand-in. He's like, so he's my best buddy. He's like, he's the guy you need to keep you grounded. He's like, he's the guy who'll be like, dude, you don't need a tiger. And I'm like, that's true. Other people just buy a fucking tiger. Be Mike Tyson from The Hangover.
Yeah.
Be like, that's right. Mr. Tyson needs his tiger.
Did you ever watch that Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? I mean, I'm sure you did sing something.
Yes.
I remember there was this episode where there was this like really popular singer in the one episode, and like everybody was like drooling over her, but Will was just like, she asked him, hey, what do you think of my music or whatever? And he was like, I really didn't like your last album, and so she ended up going out with him because he was real.
He kept it real.
She was like, I appreciate you keeping it real. I'll try to do better on my next album. And yeah, they were going on dates and stuff, I mean,
well, everyone else is a kiss ass. They're either kiss ass or they try to sue you because you're an easy target like MC Hammer.
Right.
I actually, before I talk about what I did this week, well, tie into it. I'll say what I did this week. I was reading a lot of books, and I found out I have a Kindle. Well, I had a Kindle. I went and I got tired of the proprietary book formats, I went ahead and just got a Samsung tablet that has. I have the Kindle app, so I can read Kindle books, and I also can put ebooks on it of my choosing, but whatever. And I said, well, let me look at some Kindle ones that are free. So I went to Amazon.com and just looked up free Kindle books, and then put in some keywords for the types of books I was wanting. And you can find some stuff. Some of them will be turds, but a lot they're free. uh, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is read a free book. And I started reading one. The writing it's awful. The style is the story is great. Don't get me wrong. I'm turning the pages. I'm halfway through this thing because I want to know what happens. Problem is, like, the guy's not very descriptive and colorful. I know that the book takes place in London. I know that the main character's name is Nigel. I don't know what the fuck he looks like. I don't know how old he is. But at one point he goes on the lam and they say he dyed his hair dark brown. I'm like, I don't know what color his hair was to begin with, so I might have been imagining the shit was brown all along. I don't.
Yeah, you want to hear she was caressing his veiny, reddish.
But no, it's like I started reading. It's a time travel story that's actually pretty good. Did you ever see that movie Primer?
Mm-mm.
It's a low budget movie because if you watch, the guys like made it themselves and they're all just wearing like regular like white shirts and stuff, and it's not about the action or anything. It's the plot and the dialogue. That one is basically two guys invent a time machine, and what happens when they go through and actually use it. One guy gets corrupt and starts thinking of ways to better himself and screw everybody else over. And it's pretty sick how they actually would do stuff. This book is very similar because it follows the idea of if you do time travel, there's instead of, which a lot of scientists actually say this is probably how it would work. If you would do, if you would travel back in time, you wouldn't actually travel back in time in your own timeline per se. You'd be all in an alternate parallel reality,
like the string theory parallel universes.
Yeah, it could be either a parallel universe or a parallel dimension, because your timeline, you might just jump from one to the other. You might not go in a straight line, which this in a book, it poses a lot of options because you have the guy's like, okay, well, the guy originally, a guy gets kidnapped by this other guy. And he says, well, what's the matter? And he says, well, in my timeline, I went back to save my sister from getting in a car accident, and I ended up being killed in a car accident with her 6 months later. So when I came into the future, or the present, I was technically dead. What do I do?
Right. I just can't believe that it's going to be like Back to the Future, where pictures disappear off newspapers and you start fading away or something, you know?
Yeah, that's the, you know, I actually was wearing a Back to the Future shirt earlier today. But no, that's the, you know, it's kind of cool because it offers a new plot point, because he comes home and he's like, okay, first his own self is still there, and he is going to kill himself so he can take over his life. But he's like, no, I can't do that. I'll be a serial killer. So he goes off to another world and another reality, and he finds that another him already did that and is living the assumed life of the first himself, and now he wants his life. I'm like, oh boy, there's 3 of him running around.
You know,
but that's how it would be, though.
Well, you know, I'm not a scientist or whatever, but I know the one paradox. Yeah.
No.
The one paradox that I see with that is that you can't add any more mass or energy into that universal system, because you can't create matter or destroy it, you know.
See, that's the theory, is that you can't.
Right.
Well, let me ask you, Mr. Iron Man scientist. Where's your degree?
Well, that's what I say. I'd like to see what the debate for that would be.
Everything is all theoretical at any point. They're actually testing. They might be able to disprove some Einstein theories, but he fucking talked it up forever, and everyone thought he was the smartest guy. He still might be wrong. We don't know. You don't know until you find out. But that's what I've been doing is reading and trying to organize my ebook library. I'm very anal about stuff that doesn't matter. My iTunes library has all the album art and cover art, and my books have to have it too. God damn it. So while my real life is a shambles and a dirty, dirty mess, I know it's fucked up, but it makes sense to me.
As long as your library is clean.
Oh, yes. So anyway, that's what I've been up to.
I mean, I don't follow you for that or anything, because I know it's nice having a clean thing, because you know that's going to be yours forever. You don't have to worry about it really being destroyed or getting decayed or something, if you make backups at least.
Well, like I put all of my books on my old Kindle that actually didn't have an SD card slot. So once it maxed out, it was full. And I didn't want to delete anything off of it. And then I upgraded to one that I could put an SD card in. And I had a coworker, he had a Nook, and he fucked up somehow and entered the wrong password. And there are books on there that he paid for that he can no longer read. So I felt so bad. I said, well, look, my Kindle is full of books and shit that I have on it. I no longer can, use just this. I have so much that, I need another device, because it was only like not even 8 gig. It was a little small Kindle. I gave it to him, and he's been reading it, and he's like, oh, I could sit for several hours and read it. It's full of old books that I read in paper form back in the day. So it's all right. Upcycling. One man's trash, another man's treasure. But,
that reminds me. What I wasn't sure if I should do it for a news article, but I was going to ask, like, was that link any different than the news article that we did a long time ago about that? Well, not a long time ago, but like, what was it, like last month we did on the Cody boxes?
Because
you just emailed that to me or messaged me that this week. It was a little bit different.
Yeah, it was a little different. I didn't really read any further to see if it was a different guy. Just more shit about the Cody boxes. I guess in the UK they're really cracking down, but they had to start the article like, are they illegal? No. But if they're fully loaded with stuff? Yes. So
yeah. Well, they said that they're going after people that are trying to, like
circumvent copyright, basically.
Yeah, if you're doing that stuff, like they said, like it's technically like if you're just watching it and streaming it, you're not actually breaking a law. It's the person that's offering the streams or whatever.
Well, for a minute they had a torrent streamer that lets you stream torrents, because you would technically download part of it and it would load faster. But at that point, you are downloading it. You're not just streaming it. So then you're in trouble.
Yeah, with torrents, you're uploading and seeing it as you're downloading it in pieces,
Yeah, I mean, but
everything with it.
It's a torrent streamer, so people who are using it, they don't know the fucking difference.
Right.
Which really, there is no fucking difference. It's all just gray legal jargon at this point. Like they've said, the technology will always outpace the legislation, because the legislation is full of old gray hairs. Huh? What? Well, they're doing what? No.
Well, you can legally get a lot of stuff for free. Like it's not the delivery method. It's that the artists aren't getting paid.
Mm-hmm.
They're not getting paid by those people, the old people.
No, like the old people are the ones. They're the ones that are doing the legislation, are the old people that have no fucking idea what's going on. And I don't know. So would you like to start the news now? Because it sounds like we might be getting into some of our articles.
Yeah, I guess we could get into the news here.
Where's the theme? And now the news with Ian.
Yeah, are you gonna try to do it? If you're getting into all this music and stuff, are you gonna try to make a news theme where it's more guitar-y, where it's like,
actually, one of the things I got, I have Zweihander's, I think their first album that Logan put out, back when they were still Tech Syndicate. There's actually a song called "Evil News Theme" because it sounds like some music you play right when they're tuning into the news. But I mean, I'm working on the keyboard. I'm learning stuff. The thing is, it's all dancing around the same shit that I knew with guitar. I'm just relearning what I already knew so that it applies to other stuff. Like before, I literally just knew the chords I was playing, and now I've got to work more on the theory and the structure. Here's the first, here's the fifth, here's the seventh, and that's this. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, it makes sense.
Right.
So it's just I can play stuff. It's harder to make it sound like I know what I'm doing. Because a bass and a guitar. Here's a guitar, right? I know what I'm doing. A bass. I know what I'm doing. So I did there. I only used one finger instead of three. And it sounds right. Don't get me wrong. It sounds great, but I look like a tool. My keyboard, if I play that, I sound like a tool. So.
Well, I'm sure whatever you do will be good.
Yeah.
By the way, some free promotion. The next episode of that Tech Talk is supposed to be the last one.
How are you talking about that?
Yeah. So they're going away. Jerry said he might do one of his own, like his own podcast or something when he's got shit like arranged or something, with his channel. Mm-hmm. I don't fucking know. But anyways, this first article is about the video game industry is lobbying against your right to repair consoles.
What?
Yeah.
Fuck.
So, in a nutshell, the video game industry is trying to be like Apple.
I was gonna say they don't want you to reverse engineer their thing. Basically,
they're trying to get places shut down where you can go and get your console fixed for cheaper, and you can you don't have to wait fucking like weeks for them to get back to you or some shit.
Like my father has an iMac, and I understand he took it to a guy, and the guy fixed it because if you take it to Apple, it's a lot of money, lot of money, no reason. But and same thing with consoles.
Yeah, a lot of these people that fix the console for them, they get like the proprietary tools and documents and stuff that they do need to fix it, and they want to start ending that to protect security, and they're worried about copyright infringement with things and you putting mods on, like modding the system and paying people to mod it. So they're really trying to crack down and shut those places down. So yeah, you have to go right through the Microsoft or whatever.
Bro, the Red Wings of Death. I mean,
yeah, that's what this picture is.
Yeah, I mean I'm saying though, like when that happened, how many fucking Xboxes went back to Microsoft? I mean, eventually, if they do become like Apple and make it a walled garden where you have to deal with them, only, then they're just going to piss off a lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah, they Sony and Microsoft put tamper-proof stickers above the screws on their consoles, and also I'd like to point out their controllers as well. Because like, if I don't know, I showed you this this red chrome Xbox controller where I replaced a shell on it. I bought a shell from online and just took the guts out and put a new one on. But there's what is it, like 7 screws in this that you have to take 6 of them are visible, but the 7th one is behind a sticker that they hid. It actually took me a couple minutes to figure that out when I first did it because I was like, where the heck is the extra screw? This thing still isn't opening up.
Yeah, and I see that it says they're technically illegal.
Yeah. So they're really trying to go after people and just like be really shitty about all this stuff.
Like, yeah, they said it's technically illegal. Hey! Hey, it's Arnold.
Welcome.
Doug E. Fresh in the house.
What's up, guys?
What up?
What's up, man?
Oh, just here doing work.
Getting swole.
Are you working hard or are we working?
A little bit of both, actually.
Looking pretty scruffy today,
dude. It's been a interesting week, and today was day 1 of the Arnold, so had to put in a little bit of work on the floor and put some boots to asses. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Do you go every
and
day?
Then when I got,
do you go every day for the Arnold?
Yes, I'll be here today, tomorrow, and Sunday.
Oh, cool.
Oh yes. A new product, getting to see this, getting to see that. It's actually fun than some people let on.
I only complaint I've heard is some people saying it's like the supplement show, basically.
It is. It really is. Unless you actually get anything in particular as it pertains to, like, if you really get into the bodybuilding competitions and some of the other competitions which aren't in the main convention hall. Like they're trying to sell the new stuff that's coming out and push their old stuff too, because and so.
Well, you're having fun is the main question, Doug.
Yes, I am. I'm actually currently working with my computer here, which is behind my phone, to make sure I can actually do some more legwork on the computer. So, hey.
Gotcha. Well, we were just catching up on the news.
Well, yeah, we just started our first article.
Can't really stay that long, mostly because I'm not really on Wi-Fi currently.
Are you roaming, Doug?
No, I'm on LTE. It's just the entire thing of this, that, and the other. So it's really just kind of a check-in.
Gotcha. So. Your secret underground bunker. Gotcha.
You would probably like this article, though. This is about council makers trying to lobby against laws that want to give you right to repair your own console, because they want to shut down all these other places. They want to be like Apple, where you have to go through them and you have to wait forever and pay more just to get your shit fixed. And they don't want you going down to Joe Schmo that can fix your PlayStation or whatever.
Yeah, well, they'll have that. It's their product. I don't hear of any, like, today Maytag washing machines said that they don't want other people to work on their Maytag washing machines. But,
well, the video game industry is pretty big, so I mean, obviously there's a lot of.
Well, so is the washing machine industry.
Well, the Maytag guy, that was actually their bit, was that their repair guy never had to go do anything. So whenever they checked in on the repair guy, he just had his feet up because their stuff was so efficient.
Oh.
Wake up, Doug! Wake up! Don't fall asleep! Oh my God!
No, like I said, I'm just kind of checking in, and I'm probably actually once I get done doing this here, I'm gonna actually hit sack because I got to be up at 6 o'clock in the morning. So.
Wow. Are you like vlogging the whole thing, or are you just doing snapshots?
Mostly snapshots. I'm going to try something new, actually put out some actual blogs about some of the products. this year,
Cool.
and just trying to beef up my content a little bit more. Really.
What about that
Alrighty.
new Aphrodite's Crush? Or the weren't you trying to do a new reboot of that or whatever?
Well,
Yeah, I'm in the middle of the 30-day vlog challenge currently. So.
well, don't forget, Doug. You can go out and get yourself a Switch now. They finally dropped.
You're not gonna switch to that Switch.
I'm gonna switch to something
Switch,
intelligent.
bitch.
How about that?
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
Brr.
Well, man, if you gotta go, we don't want to keep you if you don't.
Yeah.
If you got stuff to do there. We appreciate you coming on, though.
No problem at all. You guys have a good weekend.
All right, man. You too.
Hey,
Peace.
you too. Don't be a
Peace.
stranger.
Peace.
Have fun.
Well, there was Doug.
It's that time of year where he goes to the Arnold, and that's all there is to it. It's like, sorry, guys, Arnold time.
It's leg day.
That's right. You can't forget leg day. But, yeah, I mean, this article, like I said, they're just going to get people mad at them, and they're going to just end up losing sales and customers. Unless your product is so great that you could make it yourself. Like, that's what Apple's thing is. They're like, well, I could go buy an Apple. Yeah, but you can make it yourself. But it won't be an Apple. PlayStation, then people argue, well, I'll just get the fucking Xbox. Or if it's an Xbox, I'll just get a PlayStation. Or I'll just do a fucking computer. So,
Yeah.
that was the problem, too, when they did modding. Where there was the limitation to the mods because the actual storage capacity of the PlayStation was smaller. And that pissed a lot of people off. But, they said, Bethesda was quick to say, not us.
Yeah.
We didn't fuck up.
Well, this pretty much says here is they say it's very easy for the manufacturer to stand up there and say, no, we're the only ones who know how to do it. Kyle Wen, CEO of iFixit, told me. Lawmakers get spun stories by lobbyists who say the sky is falling and it's very easy to kill legislation.
Yeah.
And it's not a case of right versus left or a fringe interest group pushing it. Wines it added, everyone wants to be allowed to fix their stuff, and there's only a few organizations that don't want them to be able to do it. It's very transparent why manufacturers are against this.
Yeah. It's sad. They need you to be there for the support because that's really the only way they can make money.
Right.
It's like the computers. The articles were saying that like people weren't buying computers because they didn't want to pay for an upgrade when the one they had still worked, and eventually they're like, okay, we sold them the Xbox, we can't get them to get the 360 yet. Let's make them return the Xbox for repair, and then we'll break it and we'll have to get a 360.
Right.
I mean, I hate to say it, it's a similar tactic that some of the auto manufacturers were doing for a long time. I mean,
they were doing that type of shit too, huh?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's why. I mean, a small block Chevy, it runs so well. Why would anyone buy a newer motor if the old one was cheaper and you could still get parts?
Right.
I mean, if you could fix this with the parts you buy at Walmart, then no one would fucking return them. So.
Yeah. That's about it. That's all that I can think of to say. I mean,
I like the headline of your next article.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I should point out, like, people, most of the time, people get their computers just start running slow because they have so much bloatware and it downloads other bloatware and malware and shit just gets clogged up. They don't know how to clean that shit out.
Well, yeah, because they do it under the guise of it's virus blocking. Actually, no, it's not fixing viruses. It's giving you them.
Yeah.
So, oh boy. Google's lawsuit against Uber revolves around freaking lasers.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ.
What happens if you just hit continue?
Oh, sorry. I didn't see the continue button. I was trying to look for that.
It's a big green button.
Yeah. The biggest challenge in building an autonomous vehicle is giving the car the ability to see the world. It requires a thorough understanding of LiDAR, the radar-like system of lasers that creates the digital map each car needs to navigate the world safely and competently. Yeah. So basically, this is about these like ex guys from Google like took the technology or whatever and what is it? A lawsuit filed Thursday. Waymo claims former Google employee Anthony Lewandowski downloaded 14,000 technical files from a company server and used the information to launch the automotive truck startup Auto. Uber acquired Auto a few months later and tapped Lewandowski to lead its RoboCar program. Auto and Uber have taken Waymo's intellectual property so that they could avoid incurring the risk, time, and expense of independently developing their own technology. Waymo says in its complaint, in a statement, Uber called Waymo's claims a baseless attempt to slow down a competitor. And this just gets down into like the technology of it.
I have an article about Uber. I'll throw this in here since you're talking about it.
Okay. How Uber deceives authorities worldwide.
How Uber used secret gray ball tool to deceive authorities worldwide. Uber has for years engaged in a worldwide program to deceive the authorities in markets where its low-cost ride-hailing service was resisted by law enforcement or, in some instances, had been banned. The program, involving a tool called Grayball, uses data collected from the Uber app and other techniques to identify and circumvent officials who are trying to clamp down on the ride-hailing service. Uber used these methods to evade the authorities in cities like Boston, Paris, and Las Vegas, and in countries like Australia, China, and South Korea. Grayball was part of a program called VTOS, short for Violation of Terms of Service, which Uber created to root out people it thought were using or targeting its service improperly. The program, including Grayball, began as early as 2014 and remains in use, predominantly outside the United States. Grayball was approved by Uber's legal team. So, yeah. Oh, Uber.
What is Uber having from this to
stealing
IP, stealing shit, and having like shady ass people? Like, what was that we were reading about? This one driver tried to rape the girl, and then on the side article we saw the one Uber driver left him in a bloody mess or something.
Yeah, bloody puddle. Ugh. Avoid Uber at all fucking costs, man. I understand if you're in a big city, you don't want to have to get a car because you could just taxis. But it's nothing new. But taxi drivers are crazy, by the way. I was in an accident where I was hit by a car that was hit by a taxi, and I saw the taxi for a second, and then he was gone. They will run red lights and take all kinds of chances because they're trying to get to their next fare as fast as they can. They do not give a fuck. So be careful. So these people are just as bad, if not worse. It's just showing that their supervisors and people in charge are bad too.
Yeah, don't take an Uber or they'll try to grab your boobers.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, so Uber is bad. Gotcha. What do you got here about Xbox?
Okay, so yeah, we're getting through these pretty quickly here.
Well, there's only two of us to commentate on them.
Yeah. Introducing Xbox Game Pass, unlimited access to more than 100 games, so it's like Netflix for video games.
For a fee.
Yeah, for a fee. They have this on that just for the Xbox, but I guess in the future that they're hopefully want to plan for the PC also.
Well, my Xbox fanboy coworker, yeah, I get 2 free games a month, and they're not like the shitty games you get for free. These are ones you actually want to play. And I'm like, yeah, sure, there, yeah. These are Xbox 360 games, is what it said, right?
Yeah.
Because there's already a library for that.
No, Xbox One, I believe it is actually.
Well, go back up to the top. No. The very, very first line. That's where I thought I saw it. Console offered me for Xbox One. Family devices. Phone games across Xbox One. I don't know where I saw that. I thought it said
maybe you just saw this number and then thought it was. I don't know.
No, I saw something that said. I thought it said Xbox 360. Oh, Xbox Pass will give you unlimited access to over. God damn it! You scrolled right when I was access to over 100 Xbox One and backward compatible Xbox 360 games.
Yeah.
Okay, so it includes 360 games. Okay, I don't know why I was reading. I thought that it was just 360 games, because that would make sense. Like, hey, you could play all our old shit, because it's old at this point. It's when you get the Wii, you play the Super Nintendo games,
right,
in their virtual store.
Well, it's they said on the note it's pretty much going to be like where, it's not going to be like you're going to get the newest leading edge AAA titles. It's more of like if you just want to try to get a library of shit that you could play.
Right. Is this like kind of like GameFly basically?
Yeah.
But like, I mean,
Netflix,
you don't have to mail.
You don't get like the latest and greatest like news season.
No, you get like Ace Ventura.
Yeah.
And like shit that's been on
Netflix exclusive show, like the Daredevil or whatever.
Well, and plus they're pretty liberal about that. Netflix exclusive. Season 7 was of Arrested Development or whatever. It was a Netflix exclusive, but the show existed way before Netflix got it. But they still call it. You used to go to the show and it says Netflix exclusive. So, yeah.
Or a Netflix original or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I can dig it. This will be cool if you got an Xbox. Now, is it saying whether or not you have to have like the Xbox Live thing? I know was a big fucking deal for people.
It's $9.99 a month, I guess.
Do you have to have? But I'm saying, did you already have to have Live to get online or no?
I don't know. I mean, I can search for the word Live, but I'm pretty sure.
I don't know.
To connect the growing community of players on Xbox Live.
I mean, I have to ask. Oh, excuse me. Not enough Mountain Dew yet. No, I have to ask because I honestly I don't play Xbox. I never have.
Well, I have an Xbox 360, but I don't go online much. And from my experience, it's like a lot of shit. Like in order to use their Netflix app on there, even though you're paying for the Netflix, you have to have an Xbox Live.
Yeah, just to be able to access the web, basically.
Yeah.
Like I had a Wii, and we could connect it to the internet. And for a while, when you watch Netflix on it, you're like, all right. But then the limitations of the Wii are like, well, yeah, it's 430p or whatever, 480 or whatever. Like basically your cell phone quality. And once YouTube became 1080 and higher, you had to upgrade. And I never got I didn't move from one to the other. I bought a computer, and I'm not in that ecosystem because like Doug, he's balls deep in the PlayStation verse.
Yeah.
Which they've got their own TV system now, so that could be a valuable thing, especially if you've got multiple PlayStations. I just don't. I don't. Excuse me. It takes a lot to get me to want to buy a console. Like the Switch came out, like I was telling Doug. I'm not interested. I saw one unboxing where they played the thing, and I didn't care.
And Nate said it seemed pretty, like a pretty cool thing. I forget the couple of points that he said about it though.
Well, like I watched Unbox Therapy. He got one out and he started playing it. I liked the Wii, the first one, but then you can play all the games on your computer and bump up the graphics, which is what the Wii was originally lacking. So, and then the Wii was just stupid because it was basically the Wii, but with the fucking tablet controller that you could not use.
Yeah. The only good thing that we had was the Mario Maker. A lot of people say.
What? Sorry, you cut out on me.
Maker. The main good thing about the Wii U is the Mario Maker.
Yeah, everyone loves that. You'll see people playing that on Twitch, playing Mario Maker, which is awesome. That's the only thing that made me even think about it. I really should have bought a Wii U when I think they're marked down now, especially now that the Switch is out. I bet I could probably get one cheap, like just to play Mario Maker.
Oh, yeah, and then
when the discussion of like whether or not a Nintendo's going to make it, everyone says, "Well, if you want to play Mario, you kind of have to get the Nintendo system." So, makes sense.
Yeah, I forget what they were talking about on the Know or other shit I was watching about how the main reason you would get the Switch for like that Zelda thing. I think that was like delayed or some shit or something was going on with that game. Yeah. But yeah. By the way, my phone now is like just for the phone is 1440p. The
that's what mine is. I think. Let me look. Pixel XL resolution. Yeah, mine's 5.5 inch AMOLED 1440. 1440 by 2560 pixels, 534 ppi, whatever that is.
Yeah, like if you try to read, you don't really need 4K on a phone because you're not even gonna be able to read the text on that shit.
No, you're not. But anyway.
Yeah, I mean, do you think in general though, like a subscription-based game model is like? I mean, do you picture yourself having a subscription for every type of content, like your books, music, and movie, and like everything?
Excuse me.
I think be expensive then every month.
Well, the thing is, I think I like the idea of a marketplace for everything. Like, I have a Roku, and with the Roku, there's a store where you can buy if you want a movie or a TV show. Yeah. But actually, a service of just renting movies and stuff. If it's a niche market, like I have the Full Moon streaming, which is all the all the Puppet Master movies and shit of that, like that one film company. Basically, they're horror comedy movies. Their entire not even their entire library, but the majority of their library is there, and that's $6 a month.
What about that thing that me and you and Nate were talking about? That they advertise for the anime shit on the Linus's channel.
Oh, Crunchyroll.
Yeah, the Crunchyroll.
If they have enough exclusives,
because I mean that shit they have the professional subtitling and everything.
Right, and
like within a couple hours of it actually coming out.
Right, you can get simulcast. You can get it as it comes out in Japan. The thing is, Crunchyroll you can try out for free.
Yeah.
And it depends. That's the thing on Reddit too. It's like, is it worth it? And everyone's like, well, how much anime do you watch?
Yeah. If you don't watch a whole lot, then probably not, right?
Yeah. When my wife and I were cutting the cord, our biggest thing was, well, are our needs going to be met? Like, obviously, with just an antenna, my wife's addiction to the channel ID didn't really work, and really just crime shows in general are pretty easy to come by. She likes a lot of the junk food TV, you know, like the shit you'll see on Bravo and what else? Like you go to USA and it'll be like Law and Order for like 8 hours straight.
Actually, I have a YouTube channel your wife might like. Have you heard of Rob Dyke?
Hmm.
Well, it's this like serious. He does more humor stuff sometimes, but most of the time he does like serious like crime things like tragic deaths and stuff. He's just like in a suit and he's talking serious like like talking about crimes and shit.
No,
I'll
her
give you a
shows.
link for it.
Well, her shows are more or less like guys who like kill their family and like you know or like a wife poisoned her first husband and then oh, imagine the second one wound up dead.
Yeah,
So
that's what he does. He does 10 Unbelievably Psycho Ex-Lovers to Twist. He has a show called Twisted Tens. He does on this.
yeah, they have a show on one of their shows is what the hell was it? It's like couples that killer couples or some shit. They got together and they ended up like murdering people or each other. It's fucking crazy stuff.
Yeah, it's like 3 horrific things people did while high. At least show it to her. She might like it.
Okay, but back to this whole subscription thing. Some stuff, if you could only get it through a subscription, then it makes sense.
Who was that guy that was all serious with the gray hair? That was always in like a trench coat or something, talking serious about crimes.
Robert Stack.
Yeah.
Unsolved Mysteries.
Yeah, Unsolved Mysteries. Did she love that shit?
No, that was just like
she didn't.
They made a remake of that because I told you we have with Amazon Prime you get Amazon their instant streaming or whatever, their Prime streaming, and we're going through the catalog of stuff because it's all over the fucking place. It's nowhere near as organized as Netflix or anything. We went through and they had a reboot of Unsolved Mysteries, but it's not as good. Not near as good. The original episodes of Unsolved Mysteries, I've seen a few on YouTube. They hold up comparatively. It's sad. But anyway,
yeah.
As far as games go,
stuff.
if you're I mean, if it's something that if it's $9 a month, technically that's cheaper than going out and buying one game a month.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, the problem is they're not. I don't think with this kind of model they would ever give you like really AAA titles because it just wouldn't be worth it money wise for them to let you have on demand the newest like Call of Duty or whatever, where they're trying to make billions of dollars off of it, or like Grand GTA.
Well, like for me, if I like say I were to buy a 360, which or a Xbox One. I do like the guys on YouTube. They're like collectors. Like you'll see a lot of guys buy for everything for the PlayStation 2 because you can find them at thrift stores now, really cheap. If I were to get an Xbox One, I'd do this just so I can see what games would be worth the fuck to even mess with. You know what I mean? I play a couple levels and then I go, okay, I'm gonna look for this next time and see it at the thrift store. So that's probably where I'd go with it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. It beats going out and having to either have a friend who has these games or rent them from Family Video or whatever place is still open.
Yeah.
Or waste your $50 on a game and find out it sucks.
I heard they're trying to open up a place. I forget what it was called or like what they're trying to do with it, but I think it was supposed to be similar to like a Blockbuster type place that's like more
we have a video rental place down the street here. that actually is a chain. There's like several of them. Family Video.
Okay.
They they have one down the street from me with a pizza place, Marco's Pizza, which is actually they're two chains. They kind of when one opens, they always have the other one, so you get coupons in the mail for pizza and a movie.
Oh, okay, cool.
So yeah, they're always pretty packed. They're not they're not empty. They're every time we go, I drive past and there's always somebody returning stuff or renting stuff. So, but
anyway,
moving on.
Here's my final article. You were talking before. We were talking before about like getting caught like looking up shit or doing shit at work. Ex-White House Secret Service officer guilty of at-work teen sexting charges.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's what's going on at the White House.
Oh.
Many of his online chat sessions with an officer posing as minor happened on the job.
Now, okay, this is like we said before, where like when they set up a sting, how fucking long do they let that go before they just bust his ass?
I don't know, man.
And is this the guy who's like running alongside the limo with the fucking yes, the president's on the move. He's on the move. That's right. I said I want to see the girl pee. That's right.
This is supposed to be the elite people of the world where they're like they don't even you'll never see them smile in their life. You know, they're never they're all about business. They're all serious. You know. Like they take take their job very seriously, you know.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Sorry, I had to throw this downer in there. This was actually I was wondering why Arctectica was doing this since they're all about tech all the time in games, but I guess it's related to tech because he's using the phone to sext. So. But yeah, a Secret Service officer has pleaded guilty to sexting from the White House. An undercover officer he thought was 14 years old, Lee Robert Moore, who has been terminated from his post of checking identification at the White House entrance.
Oh, that's all he does?
To sending a minor girl sexually explicit pictures of himself and of enticing her to do the same. Yeah, well, I guess the Secret Service is a lot wider than it was back in the day, you know?
Right. Well, they go on tours of the White House and shit, so I mean, I can understand having, a Secret Service member. Plus, he probably uses that, hey, baby, I'm a Secret Service member.
Yeah. I'd take bullets for the president. No, you don't.
No, I take IDs and give them back to
him. Yeah. It's crazy that this kind of stuff that is the White House is not immune from it.
It's any other job, man. They just happen to staff a fucking retard.
Yep. I mean, I'm not gonna go and say that this is everybody. You know, I mean, you can't. It would be pretty stupid to say, but.
He was on the Kick mobile app. I keep seeing people talk about that app, and I'm assuming that's all it is for hookups and for underage perverts.
Yeah, well, I have it on my phone. Like, a lot of times the most of the messaging thing, sort of the chat shit on the dating apps really sucks. So if you're not ready to go to the step of actually giving the phone number, you could, or you don't want to give out your Facebook or whatever, you could chat through like Kick or whatever. It's a good.
Boy, the guy who wrote the article kind of looks like he's the kind of guy who'd do this shit.
Yeah. Harassment panda.
This is fucked up.
This guy just looks like real shitty though.
Man, fucking 15-year-olds and shit. Now he's gonna go to jail. It's always somebody who like has a vast knowledge of what the hell happens to you when you break the law, breaking the fucking law. Because they feel extra dirty. They're like, oh yeah, if I get caught, this is what's gonna happen, and then they get caught. They have a minimum of 10 years prison. Ugh. Okay.
Hey, I guess.
Oh boy. Yes.
Oh boy.
What's your pun? Go ahead.
I don't have it.
Tell me your dad joke, because this guy's old enough to be their dad.
Well, I was gonna say, I guess. Hey, maybe they had some cigars left over. That's why he was. That's probably what he was thinking.
Okay, so that was your last article, sir, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you have any more bright, sunshiny articles?
I'm going to throw in some of mine, and mine are more discussion pieces here.
It's going to be a bright.
Okay.
Here we go.
How millions of kids are being shaped by know-it-all voice assistants. Kids adore their new robot siblings. The thing I really like about this article, before you even read any of it, is to scroll down to that actual photograph in there, the first one. If you look at it real close, look at the face the fucking mom is making. She's like, should I be alarmed that they're talking to Alexa? Like, her eyes seriously like, oh my god.
What was that one video where the kid was like, Alexa, boom, boom, or something?
I don't know.
And then it looks up a porn shit, and then it starts playing the porn.
But yeah, as millions of American families buy Rebecca voice assistants to turn off lights, order pizzas, and fetch movie times, children are eagerly co-opting the gadgets to settle dinner table disputes, answer homework questions, and entertain friends at sleepover parties. So, I mean, yeah, you gotta, basically they're saying, well, yeah, kids are using these things because kids live in these houses too. But how they react and treat this non-human entity is, to me, the biggest question, says Sandra Calvert, a Georgetown University psychologist and director of the Children's Digital Media Center. And how does that subsequently affect family dynamics and social interactions with other people? So basically they're thinking, if you talk to Google or Cortana or whatever, that it might stifle your actual growth of being polite to humans because you're dealing with AI so much.
Right. Well, I guess it's better to learn about the facts of life from this than the show Facts of Life, I guess. Like
you take the good, you take
in the movie. I learned the facts of life from the facts of life.
You take the good, you take the bad, you take the bad. Okay. Here's another story which we kind of touched on previously, but as a data hoarder, I had to throw this in there.
Okay.
No, that's the pervert. That's video games.
Yeah, I was closing it. I was trying to.
I know. Researchers can now encode 215 petabytes in a single gram of DNA. I mean, we've always talked about their, encoding it on rice, in DNA, et cetera, and it's not just the
gives a physical number to it, though, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, I know, and it wasn't the petabytes or the how many grams or whatever. That wasn't what I was reading that got me. The very last part of this article actually was what got me. Let me scroll down to the bottom here.
Petabytes.
Yeah, petabyte, whatever it's called. Okay, right under the picture of the people in the lab, the story of this data storage density achievement is tempered by the current cost of DNA data storage and retrieval. Apparently, the synthesis of 2 megabytes of data into DNA cost $7,000, and a further cost of $2,000 was involved in reading the data back. Another drawback right now is the relatively slow speed of DNA data writing and retrieval. So basically, if Linus tried to do this, it would be very, 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 very expensive and slow, and then very, very expensive to read. So that would be a cool.
You wouldn't have good 3D Mark scores, would you?
No.
Or whatever.
This would be really cool for like a horror plot where like they get into the victim's DNA and they find out that there's a message recorded in the fucking DNA itself.
So it's
That'd be
pretty
kind of
much
cool.
like Assassin's Creed or some shit, because that's what that shit was all about.
Oh yeah, it was in his DNA. I thought they like gave him memories and
But
shit
they
from
had,
like.
yeah, that like the memory was all encoded in his DNA.
Uh, okay, and I'm surprised you actually didn't touch on this next story here.
Actually, I get most of my articles lately have been like throughout the weekend. I just bookmarked it.
Oh. Intel may cut prices in response to AMD's Ryzen's 1700, 1700X, and 1800X launch.
Actually, I do want to ask you about this because I'm kind of feeling like, I mean, how much more bang for the buck do you think we're gonna get with this? Because I mean, the AMD's for a long time, AMD's top of the line, because that, you know, like Linus and Jay is saying, oh yeah, that's really good. This is really cheap, but most of their top tier processors for AMD has been under $300.
Right, and now it's technically higher.
Yeah.
The main argument about the highest the 8-core Ryzen chips has been that, well, yeah, it's $500 and it's only a little bit better. They don't think it's comparative to the regular consumer grade i7. They think it's compatible with the $1,000 plus i7. The other argument is that it's also not just for people who are exclusively gaming. If you're going to exclusively game, yes, you can still get an Intel. But if you're going to do productivity and like your 3D work, would love the fuck out of an AMD this chip. I mean, my 8-core already is better for streaming and for rendering and shit than a lot of other chips. But with 12 physical threads.
Or I thought it was like with the 8-core you get the 16 threads then, or whatever.
Or whatever, yeah. Whatever retardedness it is, it'll do a good job.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm just worried because even though if it's the 16 threads or whatever, it's you're getting. I mean, I guess I'm kind of confused. Like, where was? Because I think they were kind of saying that what me and you have right now is technically 4 physical cores but it's 8 threads or whatever. So because the frequency seems to be lower than what we have now, because ours goes turbo 4.2 and normal it's 4.0, and the highest most expensive processors is 4.0 or whatever, so it's like we're paying more but getting a lower frequency but maybe higher threads or whatever.
Well, also like the heat and power draw is another thing that's supposed to be different with this one. The way I look at it, I figure by the time it gets worked out to where I will want to buy it, they'll have all the fucking bugs worked out and it will be cheap enough that it'll be worth getting. Because already, if it's anywhere near a 1,000 chip, value for $500. If they mark it down to be competitive and then mark it down again for Christmas time, I mean, I can understand it.
Yeah, like if I just can't see myself paying $500 for this shit.
Well, also
I would pay for like $400 or $300 or something,
Well, see, also this is the 8-core. This is their big flagship beast. That's the first one that's hit the market. There's going to be 6 and 4, and didn't they also say there's going to be some APUs coming out?
Yeah.
So I mean, that'll be interesting to see. Those are the benchmarks you're going to want to see. I mean, like I said, I'm not going to be buying another board and a CPU for a while.
Well, you're going to have to build a whole new computer because you're going to want to get the Vega too, so you're going to need a GPU, you're going to need new RAM,
I'll probably get that first.
The motherboard, and the processor.
I'm probably going to get
4 things.
Well, I'm probably going to get the GPU first, and write that in, because nothing's going to really be think about it though. They said with a gaming rig, 90% of what you're going to do is going to be the GPU. And, nothing is CPU bound, really.
Well,
game-wise.
My 3D stuff that you were saying is that'll probably utilize more of the processor or whatever.
Yeah. You'll want really good cores.
Yeah. Rendering and shit.
Right. I mean, plus,
not a lot of supports the GPU rendering or whatever. Your software has to specifically have that shit coded in there,
Mm-hmm. And your DirectX 12 is still in its infancy, really.
Yeah.
What all it can actually do. I mean, plus we don't know how well this is when Vega actually drops to this extent. When it's actually on the market and you can buy it, then people will be, seeing what the hell how it matches up. Also, when some of the articles I was reading, the Monoprice eBay store, like Monoprice's official eBay store, had the newest Ryzen CPU for just over $300.
Really?
Yeah. That was on the subreddit AMD. Somebody linked it, and I was like, oh. So if you buy the board, I mean, what is it, $200 board or whatever? So the whole thing would be just over $500 for you. And the only other thing you'd have to buy is RAM.
Yeah. Well, heck, you might just, because of all the stuff you have to buy, though, you might decide that, hey, I just want to have a separate Ryzen build or whatever,
Well, in my case, the way I was looking at it, I wanted this rig to be future-proof. My case, as long as it supports ITX full-size motherboard, I can put any board in this thing. And I can put a lot more hard drives in it than I currently have. I've got some
That was what Jay was saying, that this really the Ryzen could really make rejuvenate motherboard manufacturers for the AMD side to really come out with kick-ass motherboards to support this.
I mean, they already are coming out with, like I said, my motherboard that I bought, cheap, just because I needed a new motherboard, it had fucking RGB built into the motherboard.
Yeah.
And it's not even a Ryzen board. So, I mean.
Well, you have to admit, though, like, the motherboard makers were kind of, like, as far as the features, like, more of the really specific features that were more nerdy type stuff, I guess.
The gamer-centric stuff.
Yeah, they were more favored towards the Intel side. So he was just saying that this could be good for AMD for the motherboard.
Intel has been the enthusiast market for a while, and when I watched a couple of reviews on YouTube for this when the launch came, they basically said they took a market that really wasn't being exploited yet, and they said, well, if you're a content creator / gamer or you stream, just there you go. And I don't really stream right now because I have no fucking idea what I'm doing. But
yeah, you're still working on the Minecraft.
Yeah, I mean, but I can is the thing. It's just I have to watch more tutorials. The reason my old setup OBS was my old OBS setup was for my older, slower internet, and now it's faster, and now I got to actually figure out what setting I should put it at. But it's just plugging in numbers.
Plug it in.
And then I also got to figure out if I want to do Twitch or YouTube. I thought I'd want to do YouTube because I figured there's a broader audience, but it was such a pain in the ass to stream.
Yeah.
The one time I did it, you guys watched me for an entire night trying to fucking do it. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I was hitting my head on it going, what am I not doing? And then all of a sudden it just worked. I didn't change anything.
It's like decided that it'll work for you.
Oh, there's like start stream, and you go, okay, and it says you are now streaming, but you look and you're not.
Right.
And then I look at it again and it says I was.
That happens all the time with technology. Unfortunately, you don't change anything and it decides to work for you.
Yeah. But whatever. So I just figure any competition is good for the consumer, basically. Well, and they're never wrong about that. If Intel lowers the prices, even if you are not a AMD fanboy, cool.
Yeah,
You're still
we sort of hijacked this and turned it to more about the AMD than the Intel, because this is supposed to be.
well, it's this is all theoretical. Micro Centers drop stuff already, but these aren't amazing drops. 380 to 300 and stuff like that. But
Yeah, Barnacle was saying because he's always like, "Oh yeah, AMD is for poor people" or whatever. He always makes that stupid joke.
It's a joke, yeah.
He says that, "Oh yeah, AMD has shit that's like already on the back burner that they haven't even really touched or whatever. They already had plans for. They already knew that this was going to happen or whatever."
Mm-hmm. I mean, as it is, if you go into a Micro Center, when I went and built my rig, the entire side of the store with the AMD motherboards had like a handful of them left, and the Intel side was still full with guys going, "No, man, wait till next year. There might be something coming out." I need a fucking computer now, Jack. For $100 you can buy a motherboard, or you can spend 3 times that on just your motherboard and probably a retarded amount on your CPU.
Yeah.
Mine was only $145, but when I got into it, I built it last Christmas. The FX processor was how old at that point?
All right.
So by the time I get into Ryzen, it'll go down, I figure. And if I do it like I did before and build around the holidays, I'll be all right. I think I'll repurpose this motherboard, CPU, and GPU and just make a fucking server with that. Because I know it can do it. So
yeah, the thing that's I was thinking like in general, I know it's more of like a general like industry kind of gripe, but it's like unfortunately there's not with technology specifically, and a lot of other industries too, is like they pretty much decide what the price is gonna be because like I mean I've had this like there's been plenty of discussion about like the pro versus like consumer like video cards and like processors like the Xeons, like all they have to do is just like change like a couple settings and tweak it, and it's meant more for the prosumer market. Then they could just change the price on it and make it way more expensive because they can afford it. It wasn't actually harder for us to make, but it's they can afford to pay for it,
Linus did a video about that where if you're doing a workstation, it makes sense to just buy gamer shit because it technically performs better and it'll be cheaper than the prosumer version. Also, of course, they didn't say it because they're sucking Intel's dick, but I mean, like, if you have anything you can overclock, it'll perform faster. Intel kind of made it to where just the K versions you can overclock, and AMD has more been about you could buy a A350 and basically make it a 95 whatever the hell because it'll run the same shit. It's basically as all those others, except it's set higher from the factory. That's really the only difference.
Yeah, it's like they just set a higher clock frequency. It's not that it took more time and effort and blood, sweat, and tears on their side. It's just that hey, they can do it. They get the free. They have the advantage. They're like the house in the gambling. The house always wins,
No, they're more like the pay-to-play guys who buy all the extras and can afford it. And meanwhile, the people who are grinding to try to get better are pissed off. But like Linus said, a lot of this shit can be updated with software, so it's it's got potential. Just to see where it goes within this next year will be interesting because when Vega drops and the compatibility with this, what this will do, this will upset the market. Whether or not it'll win back everything for AMD, like the guy, Logan and everybody was like, AMD is back. Fuck you. Yes, they are. What are you Intel fanboys gonna make fun of now? Because it's, whether you believe that or not, it is upsetting the market, and like I said, that's a good thing for customers. Shit will go down on either side of the aisle, and it's good times will be had. But I got one more story.
I do have to admit I get jealous though because it makes me almost just because I'm jealous now want to watch like a lot of videos is because they get all that shit for free as soon as it comes out. It's like they don't even they weren't really into like Jay's not really a big AMD guy, so
yeah,
but he's gonna get that shit for free anyways.
Well,
so
he built that AMD rig himself with like $300.
Yeah,
and that was pretty cool. He even like tallied it up with the receipt. He's like, here's how much it cost this motherfucker right here, and it can do Doom, obviously, and with Vulkan.
Yeah.
But
yeah, he's got like a $15,000 camera now. Did you see that? See like that Sony?
No, I haven't watched. I didn't watch
Sony camera or whatever.
I didn't see that second Terry Crews video. I saw the thumbnail, and that was the last video.
Oh yeah, I did watch that. It was interesting. He showed the case that he picked out that it's gonna mod and shit.
I haven't watched it yet because I'm like it'll be fun. I'll watch it, and then I never got around to it. I watched other shit to learn stuff. But
more power.
So would you like to see my last article here? Get you off of the feel bads.
Okay. Actually, probably put you back in the feel bads.
No. Continue the article.
I just clicked.
Hold on. Yes, all whitelist, whatever.
Oh, did I have to click the disable?
I guess because they got their ads. Sorry, I forgot. 2, 1. Okay.
I'll never go to your site again, probably.
Until I link another article.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Check this out. Next up for the quantified self-movement, condom wearables. Hold on, let me scroll down here. Okay, getting some men to wear condoms is hard enough, so to speak. Now British Condoms is trying to get you to wear a wearable on your wearable. Its i.con smart condom is a ring that fits over your condom and tracks the activity of you know what. The website says the device is not yet available, that they are in the final stages of testing i.con, whatever testing entails, and aiming for general public release in 2017. The i.con is a ring that will sit over a condom at the base, which you can use over and over again. It is extremely comfortable, water resistant, and lightweight. It better be water resistant or even bleach resistant because you may want to clean it over and over again. It is also wearable technology which can connect to an app on your smartphone using what the website describes as a nano chip and sensors. This wearable doesn't track the number of steps you take unless you are walking in a really weird way. Instead, the website explains that for £59.99, the icon will be able to record calories burnt during sexual intercourse, total number of thrusts, frequency of sessions, total duration of sessions, girth measurement, speed of thrust and average velocity of thrust, different positions used, current beta testing, average skin
tell you
temperature.
How long you lasted?
Well, it said total duration, so yeah. So yeah,
here's a good pickup line for you. Hey baby, hickory dickory dock, I got a cock clock.
Yeah, no. The website says
that's pretty much what this is a cock clock then, huh?
The website says that all of the data will be kept anonymous, but users will have the option to share their recent data with friends or indeed the world. Really, is this that data that you want your friends to share with you? Do you want your buddy to send you the following text? Hey, here's the score of the Ravens versus Steelers game, the directions to the party, and by the way, here's some information.
Yeah, here's my girth measurement.
Yeah, I mean, it's stupid, but oh boy.
Well, I don't think you're going to be getting thrust velocity if she's like on top of you, though.
Well, I mean, I don't know. It's all in beta, son. I don't know.
I will say the frequency of sessions could be maybe good for like your health, like if you're like have a decline of that stuff or whatever. You know, like if you're normally a healthy person but you haven't noticed that you have been doing it less frequency or whatever, that could be mean a health problem or something. You know, I don't know. Also, the calories count. You know, that you burn.
Yeah. So. Oh, by the way, I'm always sharing with you Reddit all the shit I learn and see. Have you seen the subreddit tech support gore?
No.
It's basically just a collection of horror stories that people like who work in tech support share. Um, this one was in my feed earlier today. Someone got paid to do this. For those of you just listening, it's the bottom of a heatsink with a GPU that was stuck to it with a fucking barcode sticker. So, yeah. Yeah, it's other stuff like that. It's one of the threads it's one of the things I go to and I'm like, oh, wow. And just, ooh. Just a whole bunch of, like, this guy has a cheap server rack that burned down the building.
Oh, shit.
Um,
for some reason, I thought you were talking about the tech support scammers or whatever.
no, like, a lot of these guys, you could tell they actually work in tech support because they'll have the quote that the customer gave them. Like this one, I was told it would be $15.
Yeah.
No, that's gonna be a little more to fix that, buddy. But anyway, so that's all I have for.
Well, we actually got through this pretty quick. We're only about like an hour and a half in or something like that.
Did you want to do a short trivia this week?
Oh yeah.
The thing is,
I'm just trying to see if there was a time thing that we have on it. I don't see any time.
Well, the thing is, when we go up to 16, we let Doug go and we started doing it, and it took us an hour to do 16.
Yeah, but it's just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
Well, it depends on what we do. Like, yeah, I guess we could just do. We'll do 10. We'll do 10 Google and then just 5 of the Would You Rather. I think we did Would You Rather for like a bunch of times already.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know if you have anything else to talk about though.
No.
No.
Nah.
Okay. Nah, bruh.
Nah.
Nah. Oh yeah, I was gonna mention though, because we were talking about the Alexa stuff. And it's I got this thing from Amazon for my LEDs. Supposedly you could use it for Alexa. I'm hoping you could use it for general ITT things. It's a Wi-Fi module for my LED strips, so then I could have my LEDs hooked up to my Wi-Fi. Then you can control them with an app. Yeah. Let me see if I can go into my. Oh shit! I have an LED.
Oh fuck!
LED wish list. Here we go. This. I got it's this type of thing here. So you can.
Yeah, when I give you an ad, when I give you an article and ads that pop up based on your browser history, it's all LEDs.
Yeah. Yeah, this is RGBW compatible, so. But no, I just think it'd be cool, like if you use an app on your phone that controls the lights, or you could have it like the lights flicker with like your voice or whatever, or you could play a song and it'll flicker, or like if you wanted to have the weather, like if it's like really stormy out, then you have it be a red or something, you know, or a blue.
Right.
What's that called? If then, if that then else or whatever.
Yeah.
Like if I get a Twitter reply or something, it turns blue.
Right.
I don't know. Have you done any more with your lighting there? Because I know you got your desk work arranged or whatever now. Right?
No, I've got a one string of LEDs. I was gonna put it when I move everything over. I was gonna put it behind me, and then I'm just gonna put some lights behind the monitor and the desk.
Right.
But I don't want to fuck with that now because this thing is so small. You can't. It's pointless.
What do you think about? Did you ever always think that was like a gimmick or whatever, where you had the LEDs somehow? I don't even know how they do it. They have it synchronized with whatever's on the TV screen.
I mean, it adds a bit of depth if you're doing it with a game. It's kind of cool. Lighting is it's like even back in the 50s, they said you really should have a light behind the TV or on top of it. They sold specific lamps that were just to illuminate around the TV set, so you're not sitting in a completely dark room. But then I never understood that because then when you watch TV shows, they want you to turn off the lights.
Yeah.
So, but some anime will actually start. They're like, "Be sure to watch this in a brightly lit room," and I'm like, "Fuck that! That takes away from what I'm watching."
Right.
So, yeah. I mean, if you sit in a dark room all day, my cousin's he sits in a dark basement. Up till just recently, he did that, and now he's got bifocals. So I mean,
shit.
Yeah, he fucked up his eyes pretty bad. So
I don't know. Anyways.
Yeah. But
start trying to play it. It wasn't playing.
Yeah, trivia theme. Yeah.
Yeah. Except, not really. It's just a higher lower game.
Trivia theme. He's an asshole.
Oh. Whoa.
I had to throw something in there. I had to throw something in there. A little something, something.
I might try to find other games for us to play because, I mean, like, we call it trivia, but it's just like whatever fun game to play at the end, you know?
We're playing like fucking Mario Party or something. Call it trivia.
Yeah.
No, I need to figure out a way to. Something. I'll figure out a way for us to all play Mario Maker. How's that?
There we go.
How long will we play that before we get pulled?
Yeah.
We got cited for copyright because Nintendo's really anal about it. Remember?
Yeah, they are, man.
Okay, what do we got? That's a 3D workspace. That's not a trivia.
Hey, I got it. It's hard setting this shit up. Okay, here we go.
Oh boy.
Breastfeeding.
Or Taylor Swift. You know, that's a low number for something with the word breast in it.
Boobs.
Yeah.
Well, it's not boobs, though.
Yes.
Breast is more serious and medical.
Well, sometimes.
Sometimes, yes.
Perverts like titties, too. I'd say Taylor Swift is such a huge star that she has higher than breastfeeding.
Yeah, I would say. I would agree with that.
Now, this mother that is breastfeeding, she's a blonde. Are we supposed to believe that is Taylor Swift breastfeeding a child?
I don't know.
Okay. Talks amongst yourselves.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Jesus.
7.4 million.
Okay, now the next thing is this Gareth Bale, who obviously looks like, is he Christian Bale's relative? He looks like a soccer player, which is big in other countries, but we've also determined that people apparently don't give a fuck and will always go for the celebrity over the sport. So I'm going to say Taylor Swift is still higher. So Gareth Bale, I think, is lower than Taylor Swift.
Well, I don't know. Like, I mean, just besides being a celebrity, 7.4 is a high number in general. So I would say, yeah.
Oh yeah, he's
1.2.
he's high, but okay, is acne higher or low? That's awful high for this fucking guy I've never heard of. He must be handsome.
Yeah.
But acne, I can't see people searching for acne other than how to cure acne, and even then, I can't see it getting these kind of numbers. Some must say acne has lower.
Yeah, Ben isn't your because I know Ben would talk about you guys. The mom, she would always be into like those crackpot cures for things.
She's always
like
trying to get us supplements and like,
yeah.
I'll do this instead, and you're like, no.
I don't think people would search for it a whole lot either because I feel like they already know where to get the shit from, you know.
Well, Clearasil and Oxypads have fucking been around since before I was a teenager. So you go to the pharmacy. I think it's its own damn aisle. There's like cough and cold and fucking acne. Yeah. So these two go hand in hand. Harry Potter is higher or lower than acne? I'm gonna say Harry Potter's more because acne is really fucking low.
Lots of women love Harry Potter. Women and children love Harry Potter.
You think they're women?
Yeah.
There's no women on the internet, Ian. So Harry Potter is higher.
Hey, you found your woman on the internet.
Yeah, I know.
That's $20 you ever spent, right?
That's right.
Yeah. Yep, higher.
Oh, wow. That's a lot. Oh boy.
Chicken. What the fuck is? Oh, Chichen Itza. That's a. What is that like a?
Aztec.
Yeah.
See, I'm gonna say.
Or Mayan Temple. That's what I was thinking of.
I'm gonna say I still think Harry Potter is higher because the Mayans and the Aztecs aren't really a hot topic as of late. Whereas Harry Potter, just a new script for a play, people give a flying fuck about.
Yeah. So, well, it's not even just Mayan Temple. It's Chichen Itza or whatever. So.
Yeah. So I believe that it is lower than Harry Potter.
Yeah, me too. I think that's pretty safe to say. Yeah, 200.
Oh, half. Oh, okay. Hold on. This thing or Kama Sutra? Kama Sutra has got to be higher just because kids will go, I know how to spell this word. It means fucking.
Fuckers.
You guys are going to fuck, aren't you?
Hey, that was their mom's the mom had a book on the Kama Sutra. He was looking through it. He's like, what the fuck are you doing in here?
Who, Stifler's mom?
Yeah. Yeah, because Finch found the Kama Sutra book.
Finch was doing like yoga and shit.
Yeah, he's like, I almost had a tantric moment with this playing or whatever. But yeah, that's higher.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's got dirty pictures in it. Even if they're bad drawings, people still want to see them. Okay, Kama Sutra or Harley Davidson? Now see.
Ooh, this is hard. Here's a good one.
I still think Kama Sutra is higher because people are hornier than they are. I mean, they love motorcycles. Don't get me wrong. This number's got to be high. But
it depends on what age you're going for. Like if you have the people in the midlife crises or whatever, they're going to be searching for that because they're not getting any
midlife crises. Yeah. Well, see, but Harley riders, if you start riding one young, my dad is in his 70s and has always ridden a motorcycle. So, I mean, but still, he loves his bike, or he likes his bike, but he loves to fuck. So, Kama Sutra.
Okay, well, I'll choose the Harley Davidson.
Okay, so Harley Davidson, I say it's lower, you say it's higher.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Oh, it is higher.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 2.2 million.
Why have so many people fucking looking up Harley? What are you going to find out? Where to buy a Harley?
Hey, porn, man. You can, yeah, that
Harley Davidson,
most
Hinduism.
problems.
I don't think people really have questions about Hindi. Like,
no, but like I feel like people, like what people are trying to be a lot more open to other people's religion now.
No, they're not. No.
You don't think so?
No, people are assholes. I say Hinduism is lower than Harley Davidson.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still saying that. I'm just thinking it might be close. I don't know.
No.
Yeah, you're right. 200,000 only.
Yeah. Okay, Joe Frazier.
Man, that's got to be higher.
He's a celebrity from the 20th century, so I'm going to say he's higher than a religion at this point.
That's pretty bad, but...
The Beatles were bigger than Jesus.
Yeah.
And then until they said it, and then they got in trouble.
Oh, that was pretty close, though. 246,000. The other was 201,000.
Yeah. Budweiser and Joe Frazier. Budweiser is still a current thing.
Sorry.
Joe Frazier only... I mean, he's still not doing anything, right? I mean...
Right.
I mean, look at that guy pointing the microphone at him. He's wearing a plaid jacket. That shows you how dated.
Oh, I'm saying Budweiser is definitely way higher. That's what I'm going
to say. Budweiser has higher, is what I think, yes. Because that's not even really a high number.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Not as high, though. It's 300,000.
Still higher, though.
Yeah. And then...
Cleaner.
This is...
I think cleaner will be higher because people will be wanting to know how to clean things versus Budweiser, they know how to drink.
Well, we're at 10. I mean, you could do it.
Let's do one more because I want to see what the answer to this is, but I'm imagining it's cleaner because there's the whole hippie, show me the herbal cleaner or whatever. So let's try it real quick.
So you're thinking cleaner is going to be higher?
I think cleaner is higher than Budweiser, yes.
I'll say lower just to make it interesting. Oh, you were right. It was higher, 1 million. So
wow.
We're back. That's good. We're both tied back at 10, and the game stopped there, so we could go on to the higher, lower. We'll probably have to do a tiebreaker, anyways.
Okay.
Unless did you want to stay with this, or did you want to switch it up?
Okay. I don't give a fuck. Would you rather lose your preferred thumb or lose the index and middle finger of your preferred hand?
Okay. I gotta. Let me think about this. Lose your preferred thumb. I don't know if I have a preferred thumb.
I'm assuming it means the thumb on your preferred hand, but.
All right. Well, this one specifically says preferred hand, though.
Yeah. I mean, if you prefer it, it's the one you use, right? I prefer for you to take my thumb, or I prefer you to take my index and middle finger. If it doesn't mean if it doesn't mean the one you use, then go ahead and take the two fingers because I need the thumb to grip.
Yeah, that's how we advanced in this world, right? As opposable thumbs, right?
Yeah, if you don't have your thumbs, you're a fucking chimp, literally. I mean,
yeah.
that's what we. I mean, yes, it would suck to lose your two fingers or whatnot, but you don't use them to hold. You still use your pinky and your ring. So.
Yeah, I'm saying red.
I say no.
That's
yeah.
what you're saying is red.
Yeah. Sorry, I had to reread it, and yeah, I still say red.
That's confusing.
If we're reading the fucking question right, I don't know.
Yeah. Well.
They don't really sum it up too well here.
Oh, we're gonna be wrong.
Well, people are stupid, and they wanna.
Yeah.
They want to have. They think more fingers is better, right? But no, it's a good finger.
We can't go by our intelligence and our morality with this game,
No, they'd rather beat up a 7-year-old. What do we know?
Yeah.
That's why that's why this takes so long, because we get all these ones that neither of us get.
Yeah.
Would you rather wear an eye patch or a peg leg?
Says pirate question. I feel like I don't know. Have to. Does it say you always have to wear it?
Well, it
Like,
doesn't
it says
say
arm.
anything, but the thing is, they don't say, would you rather your eye be put out or would you rather wear a peg leg? With a peg leg, you have to have a fucking leg missing, versus an eye patch you can just wear over your eye. So I'm going to say wear an eye patch.
Yeah.
I don't have the.
My vision is really bad in one of my eyes, so like if I could just wear an eye patch on that, it's not going to be. I'm not going to suffer as much as I would without a whole leg.
I don't have the commitment to the dress like a pirate day to wear a fucking peg leg, so I say blue.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so we're both blue.
That's what I'm screaming.
Yes, 79%. Yep.
Well, a lot of people are probably their thought process is probably, well, peg leg is hard to explain for sexy times versus an eye patch. You know, it's dark.
Dude, I hate to be like that one guy, like from Forrest Gump, you know, where you don't have any legs.
Well, you know. Do you know that actor who played Lieutenant Dan, he played a disabled veteran, and he actually raises money for disabled veterans?
Really?
Yes.
That's cool.
Yes. Very good thing to do. Okay, would you rather be a vampire or be a werewolf? You would be unable to cure either, unlike the sparkling vampires in Twilight. You won't be able to handle daylight.
I hope this is a claptrap. Bang! No, it's not. Yeah, there you go. I wanted to do that for the guy. Sorry. Say, good job, buddy.
Okay, so which would you rather do there, Ian?
Okay, so what were they saying? This is
a vampire or a werewolf, but unlike in Twilight where they're sparkly, you can't go out during the day.
Like if you're a vampire, or is it both?
No, a werewolf you can go out in the day, but with the vampire you can't. It's the classical terminology of a vampire.
Well, I think vampires, like a lot of people love vampires because they're the closest to looking like a normal human, but you have like superhuman strength and all that other cool stuff with it. So like I think most people would rather be a vampire than like a beast or something, you know.
I think okay, this is a double answer here. I think everyone will go with vampire because they're more popular. The thing is, a werewolf with a werewolf, you don't have to feed on blood every day. And B, you're not supposedly immortal. You can still die, supposedly. If
if he gets like whatever
shot by a silver bullet. But no, they don't say that a werewolf is immortal. You just happen to have this curse where you become a wolf. So
I'm saying either way, either one of them can die by whatever.
Well, no. With the vampire, you're technically immortal.
No, if you get staked or you can still get murdered.
If someone, but through your course of your life, if you're a vampire, then
you just live forever. If you don't have to age or anything. You're saying, right?
I'm getting to a point here, Ian. It's harder to conceal your tracks in the stupid Twilight movies. The main vampire is a 17-year-old kid. He has to keep going to a different high school every so many years because, well, why are you 26 years old and you look like you're 17? Oh, well, see, a werewolf wouldn't have that. Plus, I saw Aisha Tyler one time. She got into the Twilight books, and she said, I would prefer have sex with a werewolf because a vampire, that motherfucker is dead. And I don't want to sleep with a cold corpse. She's like, I want a toasty dick.
So are you saying red?
I would do personally red, but I know people are going to go with blue. Because Brad Pitt was a vampire, and then the fucking
they're
Twilight
more
movie.
Sexy.
Yeah, but that's what's in people's minds.
Oh yeah.
They're not reading the question; they're reading into it and putting their own answer on it. So they're going to go blue.
Okay. So you're going with blue. You're not going to go with the red.
I go with what I think is going to win. So blue.
Oh, okay. Yeah. By the way, I did watch the new Underworld movie. We would both be wrong. It was pretty good. It wasn't bad.
Huh.
And we spent all that time and we both got it fucking wrong.
None of this matters. None of this matters. Would you rather be a graphic designer or be an architect, assuming that both pay equally and that you would be skilled at whichever one you chose? Graphic designer.
Well, yeah, I think we're both in like the kinds of fields that or have like similar interests with the arts. We're both artists, so we both would like the graphic designer better, you know.
Well, an architect is fucking boring because
yeah.
When I went for my engineering degree, you could either do architectural or mechanical, and I did a bit of both before I got up to choosing a side. And architectural is fucking, you just draw squares most of the time, versus a graphic designer, you can draw any fucking thing at any time. So, okay, would you rather be tarred and feathered or be whipped and chained?
Do you get like burns and stuff when you get the tar or whatever?
Well, if the tar is hot, yes, but they can put.
Do they have cold tar?
Well, see, that's the thing. Either way, it's not going to feel good coming off of you. Have you ever messed with shingles that have tar on them?
Yeah.
Have you ever messed with a car that had tar on it from pavement? No.
Yeah.
Okay. Sticky stuff.
Yeah.
Whipped and chained because it might suck, but at least you don't have to remove it. The tar will be all the fuck over you.
Yeah, but I feel like whipped and chained, that would be a lot more permanent though, with the scars and stuff.
If the hot tar
did you see Django Unchained? I just watched that recently.
Yeah, I saw it when it came out in the theater. But if you're tarred,
you were interested in that. Huh?
Yeah, no. If you're tarred and tar completely covers you, it'll pull hair out. It'll remove layers of skin. You'll be fucking scarred, buddy.
That's a tough one. Well, there's the sake of being interesting, and so we might not have to worry about a tiebreaker. I'll just say blue. You're gonna say red, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, I was right. 52, but barely.
Yeah, that people would rather because they're stupid.
They don't think about this shit, man.
No, they don't know. It's some 9-year-old. That sounds bad. If you had 1 hour left to live, would you rather spend your last moments with your family or do something crazy that you've always been too scared to do? Family.
Family. Yeah.
That's what I would do, but people are stupid and gonna pick red.
Yeah, I've never been like the person where like
I have no
it's
desire
gonna kill me not to be able to do something that I was.
I have no desire to jump out of a plane or fucking bungee jump. And the thing is, if you do something that you're like, I've always wanted to do this, and somebody pays for you to do it, it's going to not be as good as if you fucking actually just did it. So I'd rather do it with my family.
I would like to try eventually one of those tandem jumps. I think it would be interesting, but it's not going to kill me not to be able to do it.
Nope. Family. So people are going to pick red, though.
Well, I mean, I'm saying I would rather do blue, but...
I would too, but...
Yeah. You think people are going to pick...
People are going to pick red. Because while they're all about family, they want to... They say, yeah, you're going to die. You got to go do it before you die. Nope. I have no regrets.
I'm going to try, even though it's probably going to be dumb of me to have faith, but I'm still going to try to have some faith with this one. So you're going with red?
Yeah.
Okay. You would be wrong again, man. I got the blue. Told you, you gotta have a little bit of faith.
Nope, don't have any.
Okay, be a gangster.
Would you rather be a gangster or a Freemason? This is my crew. I don't think enough people know what the fuck a Freemason is, so I think people are gonna say blue.
Yeah, and technically, if we're gonna get real, the Freemasons is just like a cult. Is just like one giant like man fraternity, you know.
Well, they're behind everything, like the Illuminati, and
now the Illuminati and the Masons are separate.
I said like, I didn't say they are. I said they're like.
Right.
No, the gangster. Technically, if you're saying gangster, you're saying Al Capone, but motherfuckers are gonna see it and think gangsta and be stupid. That's what I want. I don't know what the fuck a Freemason is. So they're gonna say blue. I have no faith. People are stupid.
They're gonna say be a gangster.
No, people are gonna say I will be a gangsta.
So which one are they gonna choose? The red one?
People are going to pick blue because they're fucking stupid.
Yeah.
If you went into the mall right now and walked up to people and said, "What's a Freemason?" They'll go,
they couldn't explain it.
I don't know. Yeah.
George Washington was a Freemason.
I'm gonna say
blue. Probably didn't even know that.
Money on blue. Click the fucking button.
I'll say red. Maybe you could get. Hopefully, you have a chance to catch up. I'll give you charity. Oh, and I was trying to give you a charity. Well, that sucks. People are stupid. We've learned on this show. 51% said they'd rather be a Freemason, like they even know what a Freemason is. Oh, I'm the winner.
Thought you had 14.
Nah, I'm at 15, bro. 2 points. I got 2 of those right into that. You didn't get those 2, man. We chose the last couple. We chose opposite. Remember?
I don't care. None of this matters.
Let's see. Did I get my camera working? I just want to thank. I want to thank myself.
I want to thank me for flying Me Airways.
Yep. I'm the winner. The wiener.
Yeah, you're a wiener.
Oh, that was. Yeah. Well, at least that was pretty decent length quiz. That wasn't too bad, or trivia or whatever. We're calling it.
We're calling it trivia because the show is TNT, and one of the T stands for trivia.
Yeah.
Tits, nuts, and trivia. That's what this show is.
Or if we want, we could change it up.
Tits, nuts, and trivia. God damn it.
Yeah. Or we could call it tits, nuts, and tech.
No, tits, nuts, and trivia. Duh.
Actually, that's a good idea for the next quiz. Next time we should do pornography trivia.
Oh, I win.
You would win, huh?
You remember there was a parody of that song, Remember Your Sunblog or whatever, and Chris Rock did it where it was well, I can't remember this. It was like take off that silly ass hat. And one of the sites was in like, how to know if your man is addicted to porno. It's like, if he can name 9 male actors, or 5, I think it was 5 male actors. Could you do it?
Oh, yeah. No, I couldn't do it.
Mr. Marcus, Peter North.
Yeah, I know him.
Obviously, Ron Jeremy, John Holmes, but I'm excluding those. So Peter North, Mr. Marcus. I used to be able to actually do this. Sad to say. Rocco Stiffretti. That's 3. I have more than 5.
Were those like really old guys, or they?
No.
Or are they newer?
No, Peter North is 80s. He's, if you saw the picture, you'd be like, oh, him. Mr. Marcus is a current guy.
Well, I thought like Ron Jeremy is pretty old. I thought Peter North was like a lot younger than Ron Jeremy or whatever.
Yeah. Ron Jeremy started in the late 70s, I think, maybe early 80s. Yeah. But Peter North was mainly in the 80s. He's still doing stuff, kind of.
Well, who was really popular in like the 90s and shit?
Male-wise?
or was there a gap there?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, because at the time the girls were popular, a lot of them,
Yeah.
and now they're like some of them just went off the map or they direct now. Like Jenna Jameson, she directs now.
Oh yeah, yeah. They're like done so much shit. They're like above all that now, right?
Or you can only have herpes so many times that you're like, I can't do it anymore. What's her name? The girl who won best dirtiest girl in porn. What the hell is her name? Belladonna. She disappeared for a minute, and people were like, "Where did she go?" And she did a Q&A. She actually was sitting and she did an interview, and she's like, "Okay, everyone in the porn industry has herpes. Just remember that they all have it, because they all have unprotected sex." She's like, "And I had it for years." She's like, "But I had an outbreak on my ass, and that scared me." And I'm like, "Yeah, that would scare the fuck out of me."
Well, like you see those girls that do that. What is that, like 200 or 300 guy gangbang or whatever?
Yeah.
You just get in a line.
Phew.
Or you could just sign. You could some of them. Well, you could sign up for free if they're doing a whole special event with that. You know,
They're
trying to beat a record.
The guy gets 2 pumps in. It's like, okay, get out of here. You're causing too much friction.
Yeah. It was that. You know, Elvira, she was from the '80s or whatever. Did she do any porn or any kind of?
I think she might have. I think she posed nude once, like Playboy or something.
Yeah, she was all the rage back then.
I saw somewhere there like the one thing you don't think about a porn set that will linger with you is the smell.
Oh.
Just think about that. Ew.
Well, then make them look so nice and neat with the furniture and all that stuff, and
yeah. But anyway, well, this part no one's listening to, but on behalf of Ian and myself, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in, hearing us ramble about stupid shit.
Yep.
We'll probably have more bullshit conversation like this whenever we get back to doing some more Minecraft and chills. Whenever we get Ben back on and I get my server back up and going.
Yes, is that kind of like on hold because you're trying to work on all the server shit right now or whatever?
Well,
get that ironed out first.
Well, the server is I haven't played Minecraft on this at all, and I want to be. I don't know what kind of server I want. I want mods and shit because I want it to be interesting. Whereas if I just do a vanilla server and we run around, it might not be as interesting. I think it might get boring. Yeah. Versus if we go out and there's shit that wouldn't normally be there, it'd be more fun. But
yeah, it's like you're running vanilla on a new Ryzen, you know.
Yeah. Well, like my old modded version had so many mods the fucker would barely run. But then I moved to vanilla with a couple mods and it seemed to run. So I might just have to go in and manually add some instead of picking a mod pack. So
well, the problem is a lot of things is not even just like like the hardware or whatever. There's a lot of times it's just not really optimized that good or whatever. So everyone runs shitty still on the latest and greatest. You know.
Well, no, the modded versions of Minecraft are older versions, so everything should be tooled and ready to run. But the vanilla is the latest version. You throw some mods in there and it was supposed to work. So.
Well, yeah, that's what I meant. The mods a lot of times aren't, because can't you like optimize mods and stuff to make
whoever supports them. But there's Ben and I, where he was showing me different software to launch Minecraft. Basically, you get different launchers. You can have different instances, so you can install a vanilla version, or you can install a modded version. Try it out, and then commit to making a server for it. So it's kind of cool. You like go in and you log in with it, and you go, "Oh, this one sucks." So you close that one, go into the other one, open it up, and it's literally that fast. So we'll play with it and go through it. I don't know when exactly, but it shall be fun times.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get Ben to join in on that stuff. We're sorry he couldn't come on tonight, but like, I mean, just besides the blow up that we had at the end of the last episode, if you made it, which I think you did because there was a listener. I remember you had pointed out on the last show when we were like, "Hey, somebody's up this late" or whatever.
Whoops.
Yeah, like he's just going through like a lot of stuff right now, you know.
Yeah, it's
He's pretty busy with shit.
Yeah, so we'll just we'll have fun and dick around, and that show's not live, so it's kind of cool. We can get a backlog of stuff and just put stuff out. So
yeah,
versus this is more
off the cuff.
Right. Okay, well anyway, thanks for tuning in, and we'll try to get the shit going next week as well.
Yeah. What's your I have your plug in there. What's that'll probably be on your channel, right? The 54 Chevy.
Yeah, that's my channel. If we do a and chill, that's where I usually post them.
Yeah.
Because I record everything because I have this nice screen capture software.
Yes, you do. Anyways, we'll see you on the flip side, guys.
Boobs.
Shot of Soko.
Oops.